All right, Rajan Bharti Mittal now also joins us for his reaction. Mr. Mittal, your first thoughts on the budget. People are just simply terming it as a stable, credible budget. Your views?
Yeah, I think I would consider it as a realistic budget, keeping the environment, keeping the financial situation where the finance ministers come from. The good endearing part was his opening statement saying that growth is very imperative. Not only for the corporate world, but growth is imperative for social inclusion, and if you have to go and have a trickle-down effect. I think that's very heartening to note that at least the recognition of the government and the finance minister is there that growth has time. They need to put action plan so that the growth can come back on the momentum that it had.
Well, incidentally, the growth was pegged at 5.7% as recently as December 17. When in Parliament we were given a midterm review paper. It's only 2 months back. It's now at 5. I don't know 2 months later or 3 months later, and then they'll blame it on the CSO. So I really don't know if you can trust that 5 figure also.
Mr. Rajan Bharti Mittal, that's a view coming from Piyush Goyal of the BJP. But if I could just add to that and ask you about the growth rate, because that is critical. Has enough been done for us to actually move to the 6% levels? Because there is right now really a doubt if we can even do 5.5% this year. So 6.7%, is that looking a bit too ambitious for next fiscal, and not much in this budget that can take us there?
It's going to be a tough call. It's going to be a tough asking, moving from the last quarter 5.3 or 5, going to 6% plus. But it's not only the budget. I think the surrounding around the budget, which the noises have been made, now needs to construe into actions. So it's not only the budget which we must keep an eye on, but how the government takes action in the coming days. The consistency of taxation, the transfer pricing, the insurance bills, manufacturing has been given some kind of impetus here. How do these the industrial corridors come around? How do the investment climate around the world happens? And will India become again a favorable destination of a lot of people who are watching, waiting, seeing how the Indian consistency comes around? So budget is only an outline. There are actions of the government which will prove over a period of time.
You've actually been a huge champion of FDI and multi-brand retail, which was politically very tricky, but the government did push it through finally. But even after so many weeks, we've not seen any action there. So is that not one indication that raises doubts on the fact that India is still not being seen as a favorable investment destination?
No, you have to keep in mind while the FDI has opened up, that's true in a parts and pieces. People have to evaluate. People are making their considered opinion. And I have to say here, while my friend sits there, Piyush, he also needs to help not the government of the day, but the country of the day. So the opposition also will have to play a role, not saying that if we come back, we will roll back these initiatives. I think somewhere somebody has to stand up and to say, countries in dire straits, let's all as corporate citizens, Indian citizens, create that environment. So I think companies will watch, companies will make their business plans, they will look into how the opening has happened, and I'm sure you will see some action in the coming days.
My dear friend Rajan knows that they could not have passed, they could not even have introduced the pension bill without my support. They couldn't have passed banking, they couldn't have passed money laundering, they couldn't have passed Companies Act. We are waiting to see DTC, we are waiting to see GST. We asked them to talk to us about insurance, pension, they don't talk to us. We are waiting to talk to the government.
Was it irresponsible to say that you will actually roll back FDI and multi-brand retail, and you stick to that stand? Because that is something which is a doubt in the minds of foreign investors.
I am on record, Shweta, many times on many channels, and my party leaders are on record. I don't know in what context that statement was made about rollback, or in what particular channel.
You don't agree with it?
On the floor of the House, I have said it, that the BJP and the BJP-led NDA historically has never rolled back something which was cleared by Parliament. All investors can rest assured that if a provision is passed by Parliament, we do not do retrospective amendments, and we don't roll back also.
That's music to your ears, Mr. Rajan Bharti Mittal, and you can probably use that clip for all those foreign investors who are waiting in the wings to put money in India, and they doubt India's stability in policy.
No, I'm very certain and glad. I'm very certain and glad to hear this, and I have no doubt what Piyush is saying has been the norm of the day of every government which has come over the years. I have no issue. All I'm trying to say is the actions now will start proving how the investment climate changes in this country, And I have no doubt the government has to play the pole position here. There is no doubt in my mind. Hopefully we will see some actions on the ground.